Hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome in to Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio. I am trying to make sure we're working. It appears we might be. This is a Makers Monday live. I do Makers Mondays live about once a month now. During the pandemic, we did them quite frequently. Hi, Terry. Welcome in. It's a great way to connect with people, to meet new people, to show new things, which will show a demonstration tonight of a challenge card. Hi, Diana. Welcome. It's great to see you all coming in. As we're getting started, before I start the demonstration, I'll just talk about a few things as people come in, because I know quite a few people were going to come. There's several things going on. First of all, hallelujah, we got rain, right? It's great to see you here, Diana. Hi, Sylvia. I don't know about you all, but we had been, I think, 3 weeks or more without rain. So I felt like going out and dancing in it yesterday. I think we got over an inch. So won't have to water for a few days. The trees look happier. So that's always a good thing. And the air is good. Things we're thankful for now, right? Rain and air. We should start doing rain dances. So enjoy everyone. But there's other things we're thankful for, especially from Stamping Up right now. So before we start the demo, I want to point out, remember there's a Designer Series paper sale going on right now, 15% off select Designer Series paper in the new annual catalog. So kind of think about it like you almost get free shipping, 15%, that's pretty good. There's some things I had on my list on there. Also, there are some things added if you're a Paper Pumpkin person into the refills and kits area for Paper Pumpkin subscribers. There's exclusive things that they can get, which is why it's nice to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So they've added a refill for the Exploring in Color already, which is awesome. I'm going to get that. So that was that gorgeous one with the scenes of the mountains and all that. They introduced the new color, so you can already get the refill for that. So the refill is basically everything but the stamps and the ink. So, and that's only $11.50. So that's just a great bargain. They also have that April Sunshine and Smiles kit, which a lot of people liked. That whole kit is available now. So that's on the website. Let's see what else is going on. The new Paper Pumpkin they just announced. The one for July is called Fun in the Sun. I just posted this, or maybe I didn't post it. Maybe it's about to post tomorrow. But they said that it is 9 cards, and it's fun in the sun. There's one picture that shows a crab and like the sand. And another one shows it like a sunset in the sun. So I'm not quite sure. A range of things. But they did say that they're going to explore with a accordion fold design. So that's kind of a new thing. So that's for the July, decide by July 10th if you want it. Ooh, great, Cindy. Thank you so much, too. You've been on my loyal Paper Pumpkin subscribers, and Sylvia, you have, too. I just love it, because you never know what you're getting. Some of them are just fantastic. So that's another thing going on. Plus the starter kit, there's a lot of stuff. The starter kit special right now, spend $155 and you get, spend $99 and you get $155 in value. Hi, Sharon, welcome in. And that's really great, because then you can get, of course, the 20% that all starting demonstrators get. And you can also get early access to things. Like right now, there's a pre-order for the really neat online specials, exclusives coming in July that us demonstrators can get. And there's some gorgeous Christmas paper that I can't wait to get and show you called, I think it's Open Sleigh or Sleigh Ride. And it's just these gorgeous, gorgeous scenes. Each one can be a card. So that's another of the perks if you are on board as one of my teammates as a demonstrator. I know what too, and this is kind of just for in the Cincinnati area. Another great thing to be thankful for and something new is our zoo. Yeah, it is beautiful. Have you seen it, Diana? Our zoo, the paper is what Diana's talking about there, has a new baby sloth, our Cincinnati Zoo. So well timed because we have a Stamping Up stamp set that actually has a mama and a baby sloth. So, and the name of the stamp set is Sweet and Precious. And that's almost what you think when you see this new little baby sloth all buried in the fur of the mama sloth. So that's all the new things going on. I think we got everybody in. Let's go ahead and turn down, because today we're going to talk about a fun fold. And it's always easier to see it when we're turned down. So hang tight, everybody. This should be fairly seamless. So you should be able to see what's down here. See if we can get us the right trajectory. I had fun making this. I cased it from Jackie Bolhuis. She's one of our big $1 million and well-deserved Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. She does a lot of videos and things. And she has been doing templates. And I know we've talked about templates. I did make my template for this one. The fun thing about a template is when you have a template, then you can always refer to it later on how to make your card. And I've stored mine in a little Totally Tiffany container. So I have a bunch of my templates in there. And if I just want to quickly make a card and I don't want to think, I can reach in, grab a template and make it. But this is a neat little fun fold with a flap and then your sentiment on the inside. So as always, our challenge cards, and maybe Diana, you may not know, but about once a month I'll run a challenge card and I'll show a demonstration and give you about 2 weeks to create the card and share a picture of it in our group. And then I pull a prize winner from all those that have completed the challenge card by the deadline. So I think the deadline for this will be Sunday, June 25th. But I made these samples. I'll show you really quick. And I'll show this one first because people were wondering, may your Christmas be what? This is retired paper on this one. Some of you may have this. This was the last Christmas set, the Lights Aglow paper. Just really pretty. It has gold accents in it. But when the flap goes over, may your Christmas be bright. This is an old stamp set. The stamp set is back from when I first started, I think. Friends make the season shine. So that's one example. I should see if I could see comments down here. Hold on, girls. I should be able to see you. Here we go. If I can see, there it goes. So there's one. And then I went to our new paper, which is the, and I paired it with an old black and white. So we've talked about the paper before. This is the Zoo Crew paper, which is in the new annual catalog. And instead of, in the backs of these papers are all black and white design, but I couldn't give up the fronts. So I reached back to the retired all-together black and white 6x6 to work with this paper. So, and then I thought when I was making this from that, I don't know where I put the Christmas one. Here it is. It just this card, when you have the square design, it just leads you towards paper that has square designs and the sentiments to go with it. And then I thought you could easily cut a square out of some of this and use it, or you could fussy cut. So I'll show you 2 examples of that. But I just loved this and wanted to use it. So here's one little one right here I did. And this goes with the original theme that has the designer series paper on it. And like I said, I cut the 3x3. So that one says, forget your troubles, you rock. This is the retired music set that I've used before for the sentiments. Of course, there are sentiments in the whole stamp set that comes with this paper. There's the other one. And then I used one to show you a different way to do it, because instead of just using your paper, you could do some stamping elements there. And that's what I did with this one. I did some fussy cutting on the little hedgehog. And I reached back to the Crafting Forever. I don't know if any of you remember that one, if you've been around and you've been doing stamping. But that was when I was first a demonstrator as well. And that one was there. If you're making comments, I'll try to take a look back later because it's hard when I'm down like this. But I just cut out this little cute little guy, and I think these little, this is petal pink, and I found those little hearts in one of the paper pumpkins left over from Paper Pumpkin. Do something creative every day. And then there's this there's 2 sheets of the paper that's all like crafting things. And there's the llama knitting a scarf, crafting forever, housebook whenever. And then we are cut out to be friends. So I just had fun with that one. So you don't have to just have a DSP panel there. You could do anything. And as always with the challenge cards, just what you have to do to complete the challenge is to do the actual fun fold mechanism of here. So let's talk about that. And remember, I will post a picture of the measurements and everything and the examples of those after the video, or if not tonight, I'll do that tomorrow. So you're going to need for your base, it's a 7 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored at 3. So this has a score at 3, so that's going to be your base. Then you'll have another piece of cardstock that'll be part of the mechanism, and that's going to be 1 1/2 by 4, scored at 1. So that's our pieces there. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and work with your design, whatever works. I realized that I wanted to take my DSP and not have it be full 3 by 3. I wanted it matted. So when I came to these, I put a very small mat behind them, you'll see, to make it the 3 by 3. But these pieces are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we'll need those. Then there's 2 pieces of designer series paper that we'll use to decorate, plus 1 piece of white that you'll use for your sentiment panel on the inside. So those are, the larger one is 5 1/4 by 4, unless, and I'll tell you that in a minute, and the other one is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and the white sentiment panel is the same, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. The unless is in case you're trying to be paper conservative, like a real fancy paper, or to coordinate. And when I did that, that was in this one here. In this Christmas one, I didn't have that much paper to coordinate. So I actually just did a really fine strip. I forget the measurement. I know the white was the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So this was, I think, the rest of that to make this 4 across for the inner panel. Just make sure that it's covered if you have to do that. So that's my unless. There's always a trick, right? But if you do the full one, it's the size that I stated, and I'll post all this later, girls. And then you have 2 more pieces, and these are the ones that'll decorate the front flap and the inner flap. And it can just be a DSP that's 3 by 3, or it can be I didn't even use a DSP for this one. So this is where you can be creative with it. But this is I'm calling this the 3 by 3 designer series decorative for the front. So, and in this one, I hid the sentiments right on my paper. I just love that black and white. So let's put this together. It comes together really quickly. You're going to need a real strong adhesive. I'm using liquid glue. You can use tear and tape if you wish. And I'll probably pull in a little bit of our host codes down here of my work surface. June's host code is 36NMMKM4. It's always featured on my page. Let's get this in here to help me get mine. This is the front flap and this is the inside. So, lined up. I got a few marks there to help. Take your piece and fold this little flap. Come on, play with, there we go. Just get a little glue or get your tear and tape and put it on that part of that little flap. You don't want a whole lot, just enough to hold it. Glue holds good without a whole lot. Kind of center this because you want your front to end up centered, and so that's my center mark there. And you want to have it butted up to the edge of that. Excuse my head in there. I'll pick this up and we can move it around. That's the thing about glue. You can move it if you need to. All right. Hold that for a minute. I had a big crafty weekend this weekend. I don't know about you all. I think Saturday the air quality was a little bit low for us. So I was inside crafting, getting ready for this. All right, that's on there good, and it'll close like that. Next thing you want is your 2 pieces of cardstock. You're going to want this to be centered on your card. So I'm going to go back to this again so I can see my centering. I think I will anyway. So you're going to need glue on this flap here, but you're not going to want the glue to be on the edge that shows, because there's an edge that shows on your card. See this pink part here? So you're not going to want to put glue on that. So you're just going to guesstimate where you need it. I'm going to hold my finger there. And put, you don't want to spooge out, but put enough on here to hold that panel. And then put your, and try to get it so it's centered. Top to bottom, front to back. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can check your centering, your straightness. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now you've got that glued on. Flip it open. Make sure that's good and glued. And a little bit of stickiness there. Not too bad. Won't matter because you're going to cover that up, right? So put glue all over this. Or tear and tape. I say you need something stronger than your average snail runner. The strong fuse would help too. Line that up real good. Hold it together. And then you have your flap. It's honestly just quick. In fact, I've made 10 of those Christmas cards. I got a head start in June even. Then I have my designer series paper, and I made a little bit of a mat on it. And I was able to incorporate my stamps right on there. I've got the little sloth doing his yoga. This is Daddy Sloth, Mama Sloth with the baby up at the zoo. And this one's off doing yoga, of course, saying breathe. So we're going to put him on the front. And depending on what you do, you could, some of the other ones, you could pop things up if you wanted to. I think I just ran out of glue. I'll have to grab this old one. We have more than one way of sticking things down, don't we, ladies? How many methods of adhering do you have within reach, right? At all times. And scissors, right? From right where I see, I've got 3 pairs of scissors. So you're going to put that one on. And you can do what you want here. You can cut something out. You can die cut something. You could embellish. I do have embellishments on these. You're not going to embellish this because it's folding over. You can embellish the front with something that's a little more standing up, but not the rest. I'll put the little bear reading the book here. Okay. Then you're going to put your panels on. You could do this the other way too. You could put your panels on first. Just depends. I'm just going to use glue since I have some here. This is the same glue that's inside of the green Tombow. I had this one for scrapbooking. I'm using it up. Just putting some in. I try to. Nice about glue. You get a minute to move it at least. Okay. You can pull up snail if you huff on it, right? The snail adhesive. And you can work apart the dimensionals. There's all kinds of workarounds. Okay, not there yet. Let's get the front panel on. Well, while we're inside, let's put, I've already stamped it. So let's put our inside sentiment on. I think that's a snail from a paper pumpkin. Why am I still grabbing this one? Oh, there's a minute. Hold on. Because you can find it because it has a green handle on it. Line this one up with the corner of your paper there. It's going to cover it up completely. So that, I mean, that's why I say if you want to be conservative with your designer series paper, you could just put this little bit, which would be 2 3/4. So this is 1 1/4 by 5 then, right? Yeah. 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Because this is 5 1/2. So, and then we need the front bit on there. I forgot to bone fold these, which might have helped. Always have your bone folder handy. I think this pattern, does anyone know, I don't know if it's a Swedish or Norwegian company, the Mary Mecco? It's a design company. I think these black and white look like a Mary Mecco design. Get us in trouble if I say that, but that's what it reminds me of. Just really mod and neat. And that's how fast these come together. Look at that. I will go ahead and put, these are our enamel dot essentials. Some very nice flat, they don't stand up that high, dots in, oh, I'm not sure what colors, white, black, and I think that's, it's not Sahara sand. It's one of the light browns. I'd have to look it up. They don't write it on there. Does anyone know? Look it up. It's in the catalog. Brownie points for looking it up. Enamel dot essentials in the back of our catalog. It's not Tip Top Taupe. It's not, it's going to bother me now. I'll have to look it up later unless one of you know. Oh, hi, Shirley. Welcome in. You made it. You're on vacation. You're on vacation time, right? So he's saying, breathe. Daddy Sloth needs a break from baby and mama. I believe in you, the bear says. The snail says, you're amazing. You're all amazing. Let's go ahead and turn up so we can close out here. That is our challenge card demo. Go ahead and you'll have to rewatch us if you've missed, if you were tardy, if you were busy. Let me get us around. What'd you think, everybody? I saw that you're on vacation, Shirley. I'm glad you could come in. I'm sorry if I've missed some of the comments. But I hope you understood that. If you don't, I will post all the dimensions. Oh, good. What'd you think, Diana? I know it's your first one watching, I think, or at least that I'm aware of. We have until, I said, June 25th is when we'll finish up. Just create your card by then and find a picture. Post your picture, take a picture of it and post it in the group, or if you haven't joined the group yet, you can post it on the page and let me know. Or join the group or ask to join and you'll get in immediately because I'm pretty accepting of everybody. And it is fairly easy and it's cute and fun. Like I said, I turned around while I was waiting to start. I'm making 10 of these little guys. So I'll have 10 Christmas cards done. Woohoo! Need to get a head start on that, right? Oh, so I think that's everything. Good luck. And look for the things to be posted. Can't wait to see what you all create. It's always so much fun. And then also, beyond the fact that I do pull a prize winner, I always send everyone who creates a card a little bitty mini product share. So you can just at least share in the fun. So, but good luck on those. Stay cool, everyone. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. And have some fun stamping and doing all the things you love. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. And thanks for your support.